is a spiritual deity. Freedom and liberty and justice shall fight for you. When you fight for freedom with all your soul, take it from me. This is Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB, the voice of the nation.
Fellow Biafrans, this is Rosama, and this is BCB, the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra. Today, we bring to you a special message from the Prime Minister of BGIE, Biafra Government in Exile. This is the state of the nation. This is BCB.
On 15th January 1970, 53 years ago today, the genocidal war Nigeria waged against Biafra, and for Biafra a war of survival, came to an end. Before then, the government of Biafra had moved into exile in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, with our leader and some of his principal officers taking refuge in that country. On the 6th of July, 1967, Nigeria attacked Biafra with an artillery barrage against the small village of Gakem in Ogoja in today's Cross River State, a village near the border in the northeast corner of Biafra. The attack on Ogoja and again on the southern part of Biafra in Nsoka signaled the beginning of 30 months of genocide and ethnic cleansing by the Nigerians in a deliberate attempt to exterminate the people of Biafra, killing over 3.5 million Biafrans. Over 1 million children died of hunger and starvation, the enemy deploying starvation as a weapon of war, among many other atrocities and violations by the Nigerian forces. The war was prosecuted by Nigeria purely to annihilate Biafra, to force Biafra to remain in Nigeria against her wish, under unacceptable circumstances, as the killings in the northern part of Nigeria of Biafrans continued unabated, and the marginalization of Biafrans intensified. 3 waves of pogrom in northern Nigeria resulted in the massacre of over 100,000 Biafrans, Igbos, Ibibios, Ijaws, Efiks, and many more tribes of Biafra. All were referred to as Nyamiri, chased down and hunted down like wild animals. Our leader, Ikemba Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, went for talks in Aburi, Ghana, to find solution and an end to the killing of his people in the north. The federal government of Nigeria reneged on that agreement for a confederation, and the killings continued. In a classic democratic move by Ojukwu, a consultative assembly was formed, regarded as the Advisory Council of Chiefs and Elders, as the Parliament of Biafra. They mandated Ojukwu to pull Biafra out of Nigeria in a unanimous decision 9 months after their first meeting. It is significant to note, though, that out of the 335 members of the Assembly, 165 are non-Igbo speaking, and 169 are Igbo speaking. Therefore, the subsequent claim that the Igbo dragged the non-Igbos unwillingly into a separation is baseless and untrue. I would like to, at this point, pay tribute to all our brave men and women who fought gallantly against all odds and held their own against a Nigerian army supported by Britain Russia, and Egypt, and many other Arab countries. Colonel Ojukwu, Major General Effiong, Colonels Joe Achuzie, Timothy Onwatuegwu, John Kano, and many more. We will remember them. We will remember also all our scientists who went far and beyond to support the war effort, inventing new equipment, repairing old ones, repurposing and refurbishing assets to support the front line, as well as refining crude to ensure petrol was available, and providing scientific inventions to grow food for the population in the face of a vicious enemy that will stop at nothing to exterminate the Biafra race. It was a clear case of genocide. It is incredible that the world looked the other way as Britain and Nigeria committed heinous crimes against humanity in Biafra. Justice delayed, they say, is not justice denied. And in the fullness of time, the over 3.5 million women and children and men murdered in the pogroms and in the genocidal war will get justice. They can only get justice in a free, independent state of Biafra. The declaration of Biafra on 30th May 1967 was right then, and is still right now. Our nation existed independently for 3 years, fighting a war to defend herself, with the world against her, except Haiti, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, Gabon, and Zambia. France and America could have done more to stop the British from supplying weapons that killed millions of innocent women and children, but they didn't. I am convinced that in time, the world will look at Biafra and recoil at the evil they allowed to befall a young and promising people. We must look ahead with hope. The present agitation for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra must be conducted in a peaceful, intelligent fashion, knowing full well that our case is as clear as daylight. We are victims of gross injustice and violation of fundamental human rights of choice, association, and life. What we must not do is to damage that legitimate case that we know we have. We know there are legitimate means through which we can get to our desired destination, a free and prosperous nation of Biafra. The strategy we adopt is a matter of choice. Currently, we know better. The fight is no longer with guns, bullets, or mortars, but with our brain, intellect, and our ability to dialogue. It is not a sign of weakness to dialogue. Rather, it is a demonstration of strength and ability to engage in global systems and principles of peaceful coexistence, democracy, and tolerance, keeping in mind that we are one of the oldest democracies on earth. Turning our homeland into a theater of war and violence is no longer an option. Diplomatic and legal options must be the first options and possibly the only option. The existence of Biafra government in exile gives us the base upon which we can engage the international community and the Nigeria state as we seek to exit from Nigeria peacefully through a referendum or a plebiscite. Therefore, I must reiterate the call for all internal fightings and violence to cease. However, every effort must be united towards protecting our land against terrorist Fulani herdsmen and jihadists who attack our communities and kill, maim, and rape our people. The brutal attack in Ehiamufu and other communities in Biafra land must not be allowed to happen again. Enough must be enough. I therefore urge every Biafra community from Enugu to Abakaliki, Umuahia to Okigwe, Ogoja to Uyo, Ijo, Efik, Owerri, Asaba, Isoko, and others to organize your local security. Arm yourselves and defend every inch of our land. It is only a tree that would be told it will be cut down, and it will do nothing. We do not have the protection of the Nigerian security operatives. They actually collude with these criminal elements, these bandits, these terrorists who attack our communities and give them cover. And so we must protect our land and protect ourselves. In the last 10 years, Biafra have lost over 100,000 of her citizens, mainly youths. These are not deaths in faraway northern states. Rather, they happened on our sacred land, the land bequeathed us by our ancestors. That the Biafra world has not risen in a mass opposition and revenge is not a sign of weakness. Heaven knows we have the capacity. Our youths are itching to give back as much as they have been receiving. With a superhuman will, we have been holding them at bay. But how long shall we continue to hold them back? There is simply no place for Nigeria whose time has run out. 1,000 elections will not stop the inevitable. You cannot decree a union of incompatibles. Two opposing worldviews can never, ever exist under one umbrella. Even under gunpoint, which has been the case of Nigeria over Biafra. We will neither give up our land or our lives. Biafra will stop you. To the entire world that has remained silent to our peaceful supplications all these years, we ask, what will it take for justice to be done? What will it take for the world to do the right thing and allow Biafrans to decide for themselves where they want to belong? What will it take for you to agree to a referendum, a Biafra vote to decide their fate, their future, their destiny? An independent Biafra will defend and protect her people all over the world. There will be no need for any one of us to be seeking refuge or asylum in foreign lands, because your nation will provide you a safe, peaceful, and conducive homeland you'll be proud of, where you can be successful, productive, and happy. An independent Biafra will protect her people and territory from terrorists and jihadists, and will partner with other nations to secure Africa's future against terrorism, security of our resources, both human and material, so that our continent will become that beacon of hope which it was created to be for her people. An independent Biafra will be based on equality for all her peoples. No ethnic nationality within Biafra will be regarded as minority. On the contrary, every ethnic unit within the Federation of Biafra will absolutely reserve the right to control its resources. Each will be self-governing and be free to aspire to reach their full potential according to their individual abilities. But we will be united in the defense of the territory against external aggression and in cleaning and protecting the environment. I know that the majority of our people are suffering under this bondage of Nigeria, both those in diaspora, in exile, and those at home. We can change it. We can take our destiny in our own hand, unite, and deliver ourselves out of this Egypt and into a promised land. All hands must therefore be on deck in sincerity and honest endeavor. Our very lives, culture, churches, markets, farmland, and values are under threat in this British contraption called Nigeria. So everyone must wake up now. Our traditional rulers, our bishops, church leaders, our town union presidents, market women, traders, intellectuals, home and abroad, students, all our youth, all cultural organizations and town unions at home and in diaspora. We must wake up now. We call on Ohaneze Ndigbo to be reformed and be tuned to the events that are happening to our people. We call on Ali Igbo Development Foundation, World Igbo Congress, all cultural and socio-political organizations in Ijoland, in Ogoniland, in Efik land. We call on Pandev and other cultural associations in the coastal region. The time to unite and work for a better future in a free nation of Biafra is now. The investments needed to clean up our environment and harness our resources in a high-tech, prudent way for the benefit of our peoples and for future generations can only be done in a fair and free nation of Biafra, not in a million years in Nigeria. We have to work together now. We have to reconcile. We have to come together, sit down together and reconcile our differences and come back as one people. We are same people with shared core values. And if we pull together, we will soon reach enviable heights, taking our proper place in the world. Biafra has the potential to be great, prosperous, and developed. Let us, together, make the story of Biafra the making of an African legend. Biafra is that nation set on a hill which cannot be hidden. When we come together, when we work together, there is no mountain too high and no valley too deep for us to overcome in our quest to restore our nation, the land of the rising sun, the hope of the entire black nation. Thank you and God bless you all. And may God bless all our veterans. And God bless our nation, Biafra.
Rising sun, rising sun. Of Africa, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or leave it, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. We've been crying, the world claim not to hear, and we've been lamenting, the world claim not to hear. Our waters flow, the world claim not to see. And our blood flow, the world claim not to see. This is a crime, oh no, against humanity. Oh no, yeah, this is a crime. Eritrea spoke up, they were given independence. South Sudan spoke, they were given independence. Namibia spoke up, they were given independence. Give me the reason my people got to be neglected. Give me the reason my people got to be rejected. Give me the reason our freedom got to be a crime. Give me the reason our own freedom got to be denied. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. I tell you what, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Hey, Biafra is the only hope of Africa. Believe it or live it. Oh no. Oh.
Thank you for listening to us today. Join us next time for news, cultural, and educational programs. This is the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB.
Hail to